Good morning and welcome to your Tuesday session of writing. So yesterday you did a great job at starting your story writing, so well done. We had lots of fantastic wow words and sentence writing, so well done. Now I thought a little bit more about where I'd like my next part of my story to go. So this is the part that we're moving on to our setting. So on the plan you will see this symbol, and this is the part where we're going to think about where we want our story to take place. So if we think back at what we watched last week, you could do your story about Paddington in the boat. You can do your story about Paddington arriving at the station. You can do your story about Paddington in the Brown's house, okay? Or the part where Paddington's in the bathroom. So I want you to have a think of which part did you like, and you can think of something about what you could write about and where would you like it to take place. So I'm going to choose the Brown's house, okay? So I've already done my beginning, so we'll go back to that in a minute. And now I'm going to think about the Brown's house. So the Brown's house, where was it? It's in London, isn't it? So the Brown's house lives in London. Now, what did the Brown's house look like? We didn't see much of it outside, so maybe you could describe it how you think it looks like, okay? So I'm going to think about what the brown house might look like. Let's think, what colour front door does it have? So let's have blue. So let's write our plan down. So my front door is going to be blue door. Or. And lots of windows. I think it has lots of windows. So lots of windows. Well done. Now, you might not like to write yours. You might like to draw it and then think about writing it. Okay, so let me draw the Brown's house. Okay, so it's got a nice blue front door. So before you start writing, you might like to draw your setting first to give you a few ideas of what you can write, okay? And then I'm going to have lots of windows in the Brown's house because I'm sure they do like to look outside. Okay, so there's all my windows, and I think it's going to have a fence out the front with a gate. So let's do the gate just there, and a fence. And then it's going to have a pointy roof with a chimney on the top. So that's my Brown's house. Okay, now I need to think of a sentence I want to write about my settings. So let's go back to your start of your story. So I've rewritten my start of my story on this piece of paper. Okay, so we've got Mr. and Mrs. Brown's house, and then I'm going to draw my next bit. So it all depends how you set your story out this week. You might like to write it in a book. You might like to write it like Mrs. Boyden, so you draw your characters' icons down the side and you write next to them. It's totally up to you. You are the authors this week, okay? So let's draw my symbol here for the setting, and then we're going to reread the first part so it makes sense. Okay, so I changed mine a little bit. So once upon a time, there was a bear called Paddington. He wore a red hat and a blue coat. So that was my beginning. Now, where is it happening? So we could put Paddington, so we know how to do that. Let's sing the song. Ready? Paddington, Paddington Bear. Paddington, Paddington Bear. So Paddington, arise. Or, yeah, I think I'm going to write the word arise. So finger space. Arrives. Arrives. Where does he arrive at? Where am I writing my setting? At the Brown's house. At. Tricky word. The Browns. We need a capital letter because it's their name. So house. House. Full stop. Now I want you to write something a little bit about the Brown's house. So the Brown house has a blue front door. So Paddington arrives at the Brown's house. It, so capital letter, it. Now there's no room there, so I'm going to move down here. Has finger space, blue, let's write front. door, or, and full stop. So let's start from the beginning. So once upon a time, there was a bear called Paddington. He wore a red hat and a blue coat. Then today we're writing our setting. Paddington arrives at the Brown's house. It has a blue front door. So can you see what we're doing is we're writing a sentence about where it's happening. Then we're doing another sentence just to describe what it looks like. You might like to do Paddington arrives at the station. What was the station? Was it noisy? Was it quiet? Was it dark? Was it nice and bright? You might do the bathroom. What did the bathroom look like? Did it have a bath, or did it have a shower, or did it have both? Okay, so have a think about where you'd like your setting to happen. Where do you want it to happen? Okay. Go back to have a look at where it all began. So did you do on a wet day, one sunny day, once upon a time? Okay. And then see what you wrote there. And then I want you to then think about, where's Paddington going to go? And what does it look like? Tell me a little bit about what it looks like, just like I did here. Okay, so I look forward to seeing your next part of your story. And then I want you to have a think about, when you're thinking about your setting, I want you to have a think about, what do you think tomorrow's problem will be? So have a think. So once you've planned your setting, start having a few ideas to think what could happen in there. So what's going to happen in the Brown's house to Paddington? Or what will happen at the station to Paddington? Or what will happen in the bathroom to Paddington? Okay, so start thinking about that, ready for our problem writing tomorrow. Okay, I look forward to your next part of your story. Take care for now. Bye-bye.